Hi there, it's Tim with Far North Magic. Today I thought I'd take a look at the uh, product overview. I didn't realize this had come out on the 18th on the Magic website, and just to even just see what you can get in what product, because sometimes it's confusing with so many products. The new Jumpstart, even what's in that, and just to get a feel for kind of like it's always easier to get a feel for it when you get to see an opening. And I imagine there'll be some early openings from stores coming out soon, but it's always good to kind of have I don't want to say the paper backup, but I always take a look at this article and see kind of to gauge like, okay, well, do I want which box do I want, which like what I'm trying to do. So I guess they're starting out with set boosters. I didn't realize this printed out so spaced out. So set boosters are very much like the pack to just open. They're not meant for draft. They're just packs to open for fun, basically, is what they say. And you also get stuff like art cards, extra foils, sometimes extra rares even. And so the slot contents are you get a token, add card, or a card from the list. The list is about 1 in 4 packs. It will be interesting to see if the list is like back to the big 300 card list, or if they do some more tinkering with it. Like the Streets of New Capenna set packs had a much reduced list, which was like very well received, but it also had a very big impact on cards compared to previous times where cards are on the list. You get one basic that about 1 in 5 times is in traditional foil, and 1 in 4 times is the stained glass style. You get 3 commons and 3 uncommons. So I guess that's I would almost say that makes them almost easier to do some other weird like draft 4 packs or something. But you get 2 wild cards, which could be any rarity, it looks like, and basically almost any from any segment. So stained glass, borderless, Phyrexian, Jumpstart, Commander. You get one traditional foil, 1 regular rare or mythic from the main set, and a stained glass uncommon, and your art card. And this time, I guess it's now 1 in 10, because about 10% of packs have the stamp on it. I really wish they'd do like variant backs, or like they could do so much with the art card that doesn't have anything to do with play. That might be like pretty cool. Like they could do like artist sketches on the backs of them, number them, like actually have real signatures, not just a stamp. Like I don't know. I don't know if that would fix anything and if that would even do. Like, I don't think that would drive any people to, oh, I gotta buy a set pack because I might get a artist sketch art card. Like, I don't see that, but just there ends up being a lot of art cards that are just like I don't know what I'm supposed to do with them, so they just go in a box for the most part. So. There's also, this is the first set with a jumpstart tied to the set. So I don't think this will do the greatest overall, like for long term hold. But I think Jumpstart's a really good way to um, teach Magic in a way. Like it's a really good starter product, I think, compared to like having those theme packs that were just a ripoff. Like get a bunch of, and I think even this Jumpstart ends up being better for Wizards because it's less cards, and so they save on the cardboard, and it will probably sell significantly better. So there's, oh, it got cut off. Okay, so there's supposed to be 10 themes, 2 per color. It looks like each. Okay, so here I guess is some of the Jumpstart cards. It'll be interesting how they do it, because I thought that there'd be more variation, I guess, like 10 themes and some more sub variants, and it doesn't seem like it's going to be super complicated. Like, well, not that the original Jumpstart was super complicated. It's just there was like so many absolute variations. So it will be interesting to see how it does. I don't think it can do any worse than theme boosters. So you get 1 theme card. That's kind of useless. You get 20 playable cards, so you get 2 rares instead of just 1 and sometimes a second one. So that's somewhat of an improvement. One of them being, I guess, one of these unique to Jumpstart cards, and then one being a random rare or mythic that coincides with the color of the pack. So I think that's going to lead to some pressure on some of the lesser rares that are like a single color. You get 2 foil lands, so that's like there was no foils in the original Jumpstart. You get 5 non-foil lands and 1 stained glass non-foil land. So I think that won't be terrible, because like I look at the stained glass lands almost like the basics from Theros Beyond Death, and those hold in around $1. So like I don't think like you go rush out, get these packs, and like for a lot of stores in Canada they're like $6 or $7 range to get like but like if the stained glass land holds out at about $1, you get a couple foils, a couple, like it's a little better than, we'll have to see, but I think it's going to be better than the theme packs for sure, and definitely like I think potentially an improvement on the original Jumpstart, even if the unique cards aren't super chase. So I think you don't bother buying a bunch of extra Jumpstart unless you want to just play Jumpstart with friends. And I think that's a good on-ramp for new people, because it's very like, I don't want to say less complicated, but it's somewhat less complicated. And I think that it's definitely easier than just like, here's a standard deck, go, or whatever, right? So we got collector boosters, and we got the Lost Legends, which there's the Tabernacle again, cut off though, but so Yeah, so 3% of 3% of collector packs for the Legends cards. Okay, so for the contents in the collector booster, for the slots, we got one. See, this is the other thing I really don't like about what they did here. One textured foil stained glass in uncommon, rare, or mythic. I don't want the textures to be that common after them being like, they weren't super hard, like absolute super hard to get in the double masters, but it's just the cost barrier made it like, if you had to go spend, I don't know, $2,000 US or like $3,000 Canadian to get a case, and then get your textured, because you wanted to make sure that it didn't get like, the person didn't just open till the textured and then flush the boxes out. That's a cost barrier that like won't be the same exactly with, that's not the same with these. Like, if you get a textured every $20 or $30 pack, like, that's not, it's good to get them out there, but it's like just way too common. Like, I wish they just stick with like, okay, well, this is going to be the new variant, it's going to be super hard to get, and then ease them in slowly to be better, like a lot easier to get. Like with sports cards, I remember like back when they started doing the memorabilia cards, the game jersey cards, they were like 1 in 2,500 packs or something, or 1 in 3,000 packs. So they were super hard, and then like a few years later, they're 1 in a box, multiples in a box. So it's like, but like going from like 1 in a case down to 1 a pack, that's just way too fast in just the second iteration. Like, if they made it where it was like 1 in a lot of packs, or 1 in like that extreme dollar value, and then they went like, if next year it got to the point where like they done textured a handful of times, and then it's like 1 per box on a $200 or $300 box, that's okay to me. But like, I don't want to gatekeep textured, like I don't even have one, but just like you're yo-yoing the thing. Like, they did that with etched, and it's kind of annoying. So you can get 2 etched or non-foil alternate border rare mythics as the next little segment. You got 1 foil etched or non-foil legend retold uncommon. So I think if the I think the box top, that actually, the box toppers in etched, if they look nice, I think those might be the one to get for that. But again, that's probably again one of those things where you just buy the single. Like, I think all those Legends retold box toppers, you just buy the singles, because I don't think they're super expensive right now. Especially, like, they're not expensive when it hasn't even been released, and when it's released and the deluge of cards get open, like, that's going to lead to a lot of supply. So then we got 1 textured one textured foil alternate border, and then there's 1 foil stained glass legendary uncommon. So I think also these stained glass uncommons are going to be very common. Like, they're going to be probably almost more common than the regular border. Like, 1 non-foil extended rare mythic, and then we're back to the traditional cards. 1 foil rare or mythic, two uncommons, four commons, which could be reduced because of the Lost Legends card, one stained glass foil basic, and one double-sided token. So I think collector's packs, if you want to go for, I don't even know exactly what will be the chase, even from this, just because, like, I look at this and go almost like, could this end up like Streets of New Capenna, where like we thought the Obnixilis and the Elspeth in the Etched were decent, and then they've completely collapsed and become, like, I remember some stores pre-selling like the Elspeth and the Obnix for like $200-300 Canadian, and I know that seems crazy because it is, but it does seem like a lot of stuff might have problems holding value. And we go to the draft box next. Draft box, I think, is the box where you know exactly what you're trying to do. Because, like, I have a problem if I don't know, like, if I want to put boxes aside for later. The draft box is the only box I know exactly what I can do with it later. Because I don't know if the set box is going to be worth it. Like, there is a gap, a price gap right now, I find at the stores I look at. And I really don't know if that's really worth it. Because if the list is the small list, it's worth a chance. But if the list is the 300 card list, I have got so many commons that are doubled. It's just saddening. So, and at least with the draft box, you know, okay, I'm gonna draft this box later on. Hopefully, get some friends together, and I don't know, maybe get a case of beer, a pizza, and have a good night. But just depends. You get your normal, very pedestrian level of variants and stuff, because you got your normal one rare or mythic, your 3 uncommons, your 10 commons, one foil every 3 packs roughly, one basic, one token, and add card. They do have that, like, tinkering with the rare and uncommon with legendary creature being in every pack. So it'll be like the last Dominaria, where it is fine. Like, a lot of the legendaries and the uncommons won't be that good, at least for value wise, because there's just going to be so many of them. But there'll be a few, like Tatiova from Dominaria. That's worth money still. I really didn't anticipate it would have held as well as it did, but it is a very popular card. Okay, so then we got they actually have a little bit on the collector booster sample packs, which will also lead to one of the reasons why I think that there's going to be a lot more stained glass uncommons than I assumed before. So there's going to be one traditional foil showcase stained glass uncommon, and then there's one rare mythic that can be traditional foil showcase extended, or a borderless planeswalker. I imagine some of those cards are going to be super hard to get, as people can attest from I've opened quite a few of those sample booster packs, and a lot of the time you get not very good stuff. But it just is what it is. Like, you do get some stuff. Like, I've been pretty lucky with the Streets of New Capenna ones. I've been even pretty lucky with the Baldur's Gate ones. But that's over a larger amount of openings compared to what most people would do. But it's going to lead to a lot of these stained glass uncommons being like, there's just so many of them that are going to be out there. And I find it interesting that they upped it to just rare, the traditional foil for the rare or mythic. And I wonder if that's just because it's like a set without a bunch of commander decks. Because at least when it's the 4 decks, you have a part of a bigger pool to like fire an extra commander cards to fill up the space. So it will be interesting to see what that does, because in the ones that I've opened before, it's always been some sort of variant, like the showcase or an extended card. But I also find it interesting that in some of the languages they have, like in the Italian, Portuguese, and Spanish decks, they have an English sample pack. So that's a bit different, but just is what it is. And then we got the bundle, which is very, I don't know. I think they should have just left it at 10 packs, but then it would have been a third of a box. But down to 8 boosters that are set boosters. We got 20 foils, 20 foil basics, 20 non-foil basics. The foil basics, I don't know. Every time they're like curved to, they're just super curved, so it's kind of stupid. 1 traditional foil. Herd Migration is the promo. And the oversized die, I guess. And like, that is actually something that like they haven't taken away, which surprised me. So those dice, I think, hold a few dollar value, which kind of surprises me. I guess there's the Herd Migration. Create some 3/3s. Pre-release pack. What do you get? You just get your normal pre-release kit. Yeah, spin down, 6 packs, your promo, and the bunch of punch outs that don't matter, and arena code, I imagine, is still here, I think. I would assume. So